Good morning, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast from MPIinvest.com. So, talking about the markets yesterday, just as we expected. So, in fact, yesterday morning's podcast, if you missed it, do watch that, because in that we have clearly told you that it is time to book some partial profits, or at least deleverage yourself. Leverage, of course, markets can never be predicted, but of course, I wanted everybody to deleverage yourself. If you have taken some loan or if you have pledged some stocks and bought some stocks, this was an opportunity to deleverage yourself in the morning. And if you have not done that, probably that could be a missed opportunity for now. But then let us see what exactly happened. So yesterday there was a big gap up opening, and from there the markets actually fell. The major fall actually came in almost every sector. But then one thing important to see is the mid cap and the small caps have actually fallen more. So that is kind of quite natural, because of late mid cap and small cap had hit its all-time highs, and they were actually trading much above, and they were in overbought zone. So that was kind of completely okay. So in fact, as a long-term investor, I have not exited any of my holdings, but just holding it. But I have enough cash which I am sitting on, which I have announced in multiple podcasts earlier. So it is very important to have that cash component, because when fall comes is when we get an opportunity to re-enter into good stocks. So this can be that opportunity. Now, when is it coming? Is it coming today, tomorrow? Not known. But at least one important thing is known, that we have to go on SIP mode at this point of time. So this is very important to look at as an investor's point of view. Now, coming to the market yesterday, the major positivity was seen still, because even after the fall, the market tried to recover slightly and close to 20,000. Though it was just below 20,000, but it is just close to that. So at this point of time, it looks like that huge rally which had actually started has kind of taken a break at this point of time. Now, is it a reversal or is it a profit booking is the question. But personally, I feel this is just a profit booking, not a reversal, because I don't see any reason for the market to be reversing big. But of course, markets can probably stay sideways for some time. So that is kind of the thing to be looking at. And I'm expecting the market to kind of trade between 19,900 to 20,100 by tomorrow's expiry. So that is the kind of levels I am kind of expecting. But however, markets can never be predicted. So I would be keeping a watch on 19,900 on the lower side. If 19,900 is broken on the lower side, then probably we could see some more bearishness. But I see a very good support close to 19,700. So 19,700 is a very good support, which I'm not expecting to be broken this at this point of time. But again, on the higher side, 19,100 would be the most important resistance to be looking at. So this is the situation at this point of time. However, 20,000 is just a number anymore. So there is no importance to 20,000 ever in the history of India. So that's over, right? So all these numbers are only till they reached. Once it is reached, the importance of the number is completely over. So this is how the markets are. So now talking about yesterday's top gainers, majorly support came in from IT sector. So all the money that actually went out of mid cap and small cap has actually flown in to IT sector, because IT sector is probably the only sector which is still undervalued. And in IT sector also, the flow actually came into biggies like the Infosys and TCS. In fact, it was amazing to see finally TCS driving up by almost 3% in a day after a very, very long break. So that is amazing. So that's exactly what is happening at this point of time. So people are now finding value only in IT stocks, and that too especially the big IT stocks. And that's exactly why they are moving up. But then, of course, partial profit booking was seen in Zensa Tech, which was down by more than 3%, and similarly other mid cap and small cap IT companies. So that is something which is kind of a good sign now, because we could probably see Infosys and TCS slowly coming up, because when most of the other IT stocks were at close to their 52-week high, Infosys and TCS was much below their 52-week high. In fact, the effect of NVIDIA partnership with Tata also was one of the reasons. We could see Tata Communication up by almost 20%, and it has also hit a 52-week high. So that is also something which is to be seen. TCS also is having some positivity over that. With all this, markets are kind of, I would say, still not lost that bullishness. It is, of course, a break. Probably we could see some consolidation, because after such a big rally, Nifty has to consolidate a little bit. But unless there's a big negative, I don't see any markets to kind of break the lower levels. So this is the situation at this point of time. Talking about US markets and European markets, yesterday European markets have fallen and US markets also have fallen. But if you see, Dow and S&P 500 has not fallen much. It was more of Nasdaq 500. So Nasdaq, why did Nasdaq fall? So Nasdaq 100. So Nasdaq fell majorly because of few things. Oracle came out with their results, and the expectations were not results exactly. They came up with their expectations for next quarter, and it was not great. So this was kind of giving some negativity there overall to IT sector. But then along with that, Apple's iPhone 15 launch happened yesterday, and which has not excited the investors. So that again made Apple to fall further. So that is something which is not doing great for Apple. But then this is also common when the interest rates are high, one, and also when because the China government has kind of banned the iPhones for their government officials. So all these things can be a negative for Apple, but this could be again a temporary phase. But a company like Apple can probably come back to its glory in few years. So that is also on the line. So with all this, markets have actually kind of taken a break in the US. But in India, the bullishness doesn't seem to end. But then at this point of time, market is not bearish, not bullish, but in somewhere on a no man's area. So it's neither there or here, but it needs a direction. It will take a direction. We just have to probably wait for a few days probably until it takes a direction. So this is the kind of situation at this point of time. It could be a great time for option sellers like us, where we could make some decent money where the market doesn't move much. So this is the expectation. However, let's see, today is the second bank nifty expiry on a Wednesday. So that's something which we need to get used to. So let me see how things work in that favor. Will the markets, banks actually support the market, or will it break the market? These are things to be watched out, how the volatility is going to kick in. So that would be interesting to watch. That's it for now. And of course, I forgot to tell you this. India's inflation data came in yesterday. It came in at 6.83%, which is lower than the expected 7.1% and also lower than last month's inflation data, which was at 7.44. So that was good news, I would say. But then today, US inflation data is expected after Indian markets close. So that would be in focus. So markets can, of course, be slightly jittery before that. So do expect the market to kind of have volatile movements with all these kind of bank nifty expiry, US CPI, and of course tomorrow's expiry for the nifty. So with all this, markets are going to be really volatile. And of course, this is not a time for an immature trader or a newbie trader to be in the market for trading. Not a great time for that. So that's something that kind of you should probably stay away at this point of time and just stick to good investments or look for good investment opportunities. So that's it for now. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off. But before we leave, you know what to do. Do press the like button and do share the podcast with your friends and relatives to help them learn and invest together with us. That of course motivates us to bring out much more videos for you. Goodbye, have a great day, and have a great Bank Nifty expiry.